Greetings, everybody. My name is Coin Stamp. Most people call me Coin. Welcome on in to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Before we begin, I have some placards to read. This is the last day before I update them. Thank you to Mr. Monkey Funk 40 and to Mr. Rowan Darcy for their continued subscription packages. Please do enjoy the benefits that come along with that, with those packages. And I would also like to thank Mr. Rasby for their continued membership during this month's cycle. Even though my dogs are excited, I promise it's all worthwhile. Thank you again to Mr. Rasby the player. Please enjoy the benefits that come along with your Valkyrie tier subscription. And while I don't have any patrons or, one-off contributors, I would like to thank people who have donated or used Patreon in the past. Now with that out of the way, that lovely little fact, why don't we play the guessing game with the camera, shall we? Just get this adjusted just right. Maybe get my drink. Okay. Sorry, I'm not used to that. Mr. Jason, welcome on in. Good to see you, good sir. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind, and I hope you enjoy your stay. You've come in right at the start, right at the beginning, after the placards have been read and all that. Mr. Jason says, I will say that just once for the honorifics, as I do not need to say this in your role, but greetings, TCC Director Coinstamp. Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you on the team. It is a pleasure to be on that team. Literally, sir, in some contexts. I mean, you and I use sir a lot. Our speaking or typing mannerisms are not all that different. So, sir fits. Sorry I haven't been, I haven't had really the opportunity to contribute. Oh, you mean in the TCC? You are literally sir. Fair enough. Yeah, too true. You are, in fact, good sir. Yeah, I'm sure the opportunity for me to contribute will present itself somewhere. First, some bookkeeping things. Because I'm having some technical difficulties with the vlog I've recorded. I'm gonna have to tinker with the audio, maybe even re-record it again. Yay. But I do intend on getting a video log out to you guys either today or tonight at the crack of dawn if necessary. But just in case, I do have a client job. That job starts on the 6th and goes out to the 13th. So we lose 6 days of streaming, everybody, because I don't stream on weekends normally. And given what happened Wednesday and yesterday of this week, I have taken it upon myself to try to stream this weekend. With the weekend streams, anytime I do a weekend stream, I have to look at my schedule. Those are not always operating at the same time as the weekday, the normal stream. My compromise is if I have to stream it at off-kilter hour, I get that flexibility to schedule it whenever I want. But for the most part, when I'm streaming normally, I try to adhere to the schedule as best as I reasonably can. So, TLDR, client job, gonna make me lose 6 days, and I'm also going to try to stream this weekend as compensation for what happened the past 48 hours. The vlog will cover the rest. Last time on the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, we finished covering the Sahasra region. I'd called it Necluda. That's not quite correct. It is the Sahasra region. We've got all the Koroks. We have done all of the non-cave-oriented shrines. So now we're going to go through and map all of the caves. And then we're going to collect the Lightroots. If we get done with that, we will move to the Mount Lanayru region. Why would we move there? Because that is where Hateno village is. Yeah, that pretty much covers, like, you know, both what happened last time and our plan for today. Our plan for today is work, work, work. I did try to do a little bit of light farming. I did not get up to any reasonable amount of zonite. These past 48 hours have been a lot. And I do mean a lot. Our first cave is actually going to be up near Krenel Hills. And once we go into the shrine here, or we teleport to the shrine, I will go ahead and mark off caves for us to look at. We've actually already been in some caves because some of the shrines that we went and did were in caves, but we have a couple more we need to grab that are still in caves. So here, this is one of Misko's treasures. This one is definitely a cave for sure. We also have the Krenel Peak Cave. There is an entrance on the opposite side we need to find. Do we really need to find it? No. Technically, we don't need to find it. But I want to find it. I want to say we've explored every cave. Gosh darn it. That means every cave. Not half the caves. Not 2/3 of the caves. All of the caves. All of them. It's this bridge here. So going back to Krenel Peak, it would be this one here, maybe. Yeah, you can kind of. I'm sort of getting a feel for where some of these are. Then we have this one here. The marking is mostly just to help us see where we're going. It's like, oh, I can kind of tell where it is. It's like right here. It's where the topological space of the map kind of like folds in a bit. Okay, we've got the well there. There's another well that's like over here. How do we want to handle this? Yeah, maybe kind of sweep toward, I'd say, the dueling peaks. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do there. Okay, it's like this one here. Roughly. I'm sure we'll spot a well sooner rather than later. And there's gonna be one kind of like over here somewhere. Okay. Without further ado, let's build a bike and let's get going. Maybe. Although, actually, you know what? Given where the first cave is, let's wait until the second cave before we do that. So I'm not quite in as deep and dark a hole as I was before, but I do have a lot on my mind today. My uncle and I had a call, and he vented his frustrations, I vented mine. It was a good conversation. Good in the sense that, you know, he kind of knows more about what I'm going through, and, you know, both of us as men are kind of going through similar things in the US where you know, men just aren't being hired as much. Women are, and this is not like a a gripe against women or anything. I'm just citing the statistics. You know, Pew Research and so many other institutions have basically, you know, reported that women are getting a lot more of the jobs. Like, it's just the honest truth of it. And because of that, it can leave a lot of, you know, young, middle-aged, and elderly men in a bind. Like, really and truly, and it really sucks. You know, especially if you've got people that rely on you to make decent money, and, you know, their existence dips into your retirement. You know, it makes bills harder to pay. Like, a lot of men are just frustrated with the way things are going. It's why there was a rightward shift in U.S. politics. It's exactly because, or it's in, I would say in large part it was because, you know, men got tired of the status quo and literally being told over and over and over again, you're creepy, you're pig, go away, don't approach us, but also still provide for us, while also giving the space to women. Like, again, there are other issues happening that are definitely, like, gynocentric issues, as opposed to, like, male-centric issues. Phallocentric. There we go. We got gyno and phallo. Perfect. Easy. Every time. Like, you have, I mean, also, you know, the world is just undergoing in shitification, right? Let me make sure I'm not missing anything on YouTube. Does not look like that is the case. I did not want to leap over, and thank goodness that wasn't the case. I guess we could use bombs to break this sediment, you know, roughly speaking, right? That's gonna be way faster. And we definitely have the bombs to do it. Hey there, Peppin, or Peppy Nut. Oh my goodness. I'm just taking a second to parse this name. It's an interesting name. Peppy Nutku. Okay, I think I've got a reasonable way of saying it. I broke it up into three even parts, roughly. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind today. Peppy Nutku. Okay, perfect. Thank you for the confirmation on that. I trust you're doing well, and I hope you enjoy your stay. I think that is a question. Opinion on Sidon? Are you talking about Breath of the Wild Sidon? Tears of the Kingdom Sidon? Or, you know, like, him as a whole character? Can't tell. Let me put it this way. Can't tell with Tears of the Kingdom Sidon, because we're not going to be going there for quite a while. We still got the entirety of Death Mountain to get through, and we're trying to unlock services at the moment. We're doing a lot of side stuff right now. In general, he's all right. I think, based on what I know about him for Tears of the Kingdom, I think he gets a lot more character growth than a lot of the other sages do. Like, out of the 4, you know, racial companions that you get. I think he's written really well. I think his story, you know, is inspiring to a lot of different people. I really truly do. But not quite my cup of tea as a character. It's my sibling's favorite, though. He, like fish husbando the entire time is... That's my sibling's prerogative. Tulin or Rivali? Rivali. Because Rivali kept things real. And when you really understand why Rivali takes the stance that he does in the beginning, it makes more sense. Like, out of all the companions, out of like out of all the champions, oh, we're having an internal fight, huh? Interesting. So it's not that I dislike Tulin, right? Like, I think Rivali has more writing than Tulin does. Tulin just didn't get any character growth. And, you know, it's really hard to say, oh, he should have had character growth in Breath of the Wild, but he didn't really have the character growth in the first place. He was a small child. You were watching the story unfold through Teba's eyes. Yeah, you were having the story kind of unfold through Teba's experience. But they changed, from what I understand of the reading... Okay, let me get off the Talus before bad things happen. Come on. Like, Teba was meant to be a sage originally, but they changed it so that Tulin was a sage. Like, that's ultimately what happened. There are a lot of cutting room floor documents, and I believe it's also, you know, on various wikis, they've talked about Tulin, you know, kind of being the... He was kind of like the finalized version of the sage. And so I feel like... I feel like the story... Oh, hello. I probably better... That's interesting. I didn't think that there would be that sort of Talus heart. Tulin feels like he came halfway through a story, is the best way I know to say it. He feels like he shouldn't have been there. He feels like Teba should have been there, as was originally intended. And they had to come up with something of a hack job to justify Tulin being there. And so this whole not working well with others as a rebellious teenager was, in large part, it's a very, very quick hack job to get it to work. Peppy Nutku says, what is my favorite outfit for Link regardless of the benefits? Tough question. I would say in Breath of the Wild, it would be the stealth set. You know, even regardless of benefit, with the soldier set coming in or the ancient set coming in at a close second. Here, I don't know yet. Like, I have the set that I had in Breath of the Wild, and it is nice to wear, but I don't know if I'm going to find anything better yet. Welcome on in, Mr. Shiny. Good to see you. My apologies for not addressing that immediately. It was going through comments in order. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind today. You know, at least as well as you can be, given recent events, and I hope you enjoy your stay. You've come in just in time. We're spelunking. We're going exploring in caves. We're marking them off. Shiny says, Tulin feels like a typical friendly companion type of character. While Rivali shows that, hey, not everyone needs to be your BFF, it's why you love the douchebag rival trope in old Pokemon games. That's fair. That's definitely fair. I like both. Would it be too much to ask, right? If there could in fact be both the douchebag rival and I don't know, say the friendly rival? Why not both? You can have How, and you can also have Bede. Bede, I don't know how you say it. And oh my god, where can I get a pronunciation guide? I'm using Fatman 703's pronunciation, Bede, because it's hilarious. It is hilarious. And I will not hear anything otherwise. That's not true. That's not true. Why not both? There is room for both. It's upsetting that even though the Pokemon character writing is flat, that they come so close. And yet they go so far away at the same exact time. Pokemon is an aggravating series for me. It's why I like the fan games so much more. Because the writing there can be, like, actually deep and introspective in a way that I appreciate. Like Pokemon Reborn and Pokemon Rejuvenation, fit that bill of like really intense. Rejuvenation more so than Reborn. Reborn was kind of an emo kid's pipe dream. If you liked dark, edgy stuff, you enjoy it. If you don't like dark, edgy stuff, you're not gonna enjoy it. Sorry, braining is very difficult. Today, I have a lot on my mind, as I was already in the midst of saying. I heard something I don't... Ah, there you are. No. There we go. Got him. Catching back up on chat here, Mr. Jason says, Mr. Coin, I love how Rivali thought so highly of himself and that he was the best thing since sliced bread, and then the sequel replaced him with a pine cone. Too true. Rivali is... You know what? I have a different framing for that, Mr. Jason. You tell me if you like it. I like to think that Rivali just does not move on from this world. He's always watching over us. He put his ability in the pine cone so that we would always have a piece of him forever. That's how I'd like to think of it. That he cannot help but, you know, try to impress people with his panache. And what better way to do it from beyond the grave than by literally having pine cones create a flare of wind. Oh no, Mork Jerkbird. Fair. I guess it's like a different frame of mind, right? But you agree? Fair enough. Agree to disagree, I suppose. Mr. Shiny says, oh no problem, my friend. Have some nice cave diving. Thank you. The last Pokemon with the plot you enjoyed was Black 2, White 2. Oh, did that have to do with, like, eco-terrorism? And, YouTube and Twitch, before you get mad, we're just referring to the plot of the villains in the particular video game. It's like, it's the child-friendly version. Relax. On a scale of 1 to 10, how awesome is Shiny? I say 11, says Mr. Jason. How do I word this in meme form? He'd personally, let's see. Most people would rate him 9 out of 10. I'd give him 10 out of 10, and he would personally say he's an 11. 10 10 brownie points to anyone who can catch that reference, or what I'm trying to reference here. All right, so what was all this hubbub about? Why were we guarding? What were we guarding precisely? Ah, the barbarian armor. Armor once favored by an ancient warlike tribe from the Farron region. The war paint bolsters your fighting spirit and raises your attack power. Okay, that covers it. So now the rest of them are... Oh, there's one over here. Yeah, we might as well go into the shrine there. I'll probably give like a few minutes before before I tell people what video game reference that's from. I'll at least give a hint there. That whole 9, 10, and 11 bit was based on it is definitely based on a video game. Promise. Mr. Shiny says that they would rate themselves as a 5 out of 10. Humble. Just a random dude you meet on the internet. Hey, you're honest with yourself. You're not rating yourself an 8 or a 9 or a 7. I mean, that's not to say you couldn't be any of those things or that you're not any of those things. It's, I'm commenting on the fact that, you know who you are in and of yourself. I think that's a pretty blessed gift, all things considered. My goodness. There's no, like, holes anywhere. No. Okay, so where's this other cave entrance, then? Maybe we might just have to go around and find the other side for ourselves. Hey, there are some people that are honestly 3s. I'm one of them. Yeah, I'm an average schmuck on the internet, but while an average schmuck I might be, I definitely have problems that I have to fix. And I have not just like a few problems, I have like 4 different layers of problems. I go over them a little bit in the video log I'm editing. Excuse me. Goodness. I think no, we're still not really finding the exit. We're just finding another way to this part of the cave. Or maybe they're 2 separate cave systems. I guess we're gonna find out. You meant the plot of those games, of course? Of course! I'm glad you said that. Although I made sure I emphatically said it first. Because we all know how YouTube is being right now. We really don't want them doing something, we really don't want them, getting their, britches all knotted up for no reason. That would be bad. Mr. Jason says, it always genuinely shocks me as to how sprawling some of these caves are. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, the one thing that the object map does not do, here is, it doesn't actually show you the internals of the cave, so you do have to do that. You do have to explore all by yourself, and that's fine, of course. This is a first-time playthrough after all. Okay. Am I delusional? I might be delusional. Okay, let me try just going this way and see what happens. Surely we'll find the other side. So I think it's been something like 3 to 5 minutes. I'll go ahead and mention that whole 9, 10, and 11 comment was from the game Fury, F-U-R-I, Fury. The way that Fury works is that there's always a lead up where the guy who helps you escape talks to you about, you know, who your next boss is going to be. It's basically like a boss rush style game with some story thrown in. Okay, we've gotten the other cave. Good. Let's go over here then. One of the bosses is called the Burst. And her deal is that after, you know, she needs assistance. She's like the best. She's like the best of the best. She's cited as being really good. She would rate herself as a 9, or no, other people would rate her as a 9. You know, the guy who's helping you would give her a 10, and she would personally give herself an 11. I might be mixing up 9, 10, and 11 for 10, 11, 12, but the point of the matter is just, I did not mean to grab that torch. We're gonna remove that. But it's like her whole shtick is that she's this like invincible or like near invincible fighter, but if you remove her from the stuff she has access to, she's weak, really weak. She's like a 1. Moving over to YouTube. Hold on, I missed a comment here. Imagine an organization that seemed to work for a cause of liberation of all Pokemon, when in reality it was an evil group ran by a megalomaniac. Ah, yes. In Black and White, you put that evil group's plan to an end, the group splits up, and the ex-leader runs away. In the sequel, that same character gathers those who are loyal to him and plots revenge. At least that's how it is in a nutshell. Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of Black and White and Black 2 and White 2. If you guys want to see like that whole thing, you know, as part of a Let's Play, I'm pretty sure Chugga Conroy did a Let's Play of Black 2 and White 2 and Black and White that's spanned the number of years. Like you'll definitely find it. I'm gonna go ahead and save because I don't want to lose progress here. Like he goes over all of that, all of the story in like spades. And you know, as well as the behind the scenes stuff. Like he really goes over it all. Yeah, I know there is a whole bunch of jackanapes up on the ceiling. Okay, nope, that's a silver one. That's a silver one. Nice. Hold on 1 second, and I'll be more than happy to get with you. Yeah, it's the liberation of... Oh, you know what? No, I know what I'm thinking of. I'm not thinking of Pokemon Black and White. Yeah, that's just like the liberation of Pokemon. I'm thinking of X and Y, where it's like there's the It's got the whole eco-terror plot. That's what I'm thinking of. Which Chucka Conroy has not done a playthrough on, coincidentally enough. So it's not... I don't know anything about the story apart from the legendary Pokemon on the cover. Welcome on in, Chara Dreamer 2015, probably based on the Undertale character of the same name. I am the Furt Overlord from TCC. How are you today? I am fine. Furt Overlord, thank you so much for asking. You used to be, Chara Dreamer there too. Why the name change, if and you don't mind my asking? Just wanted a different name? Didn't want the Undertale association? I'm merely curious. Yeah, sorry for being not responsive over the past 2 days. I saw your... I did see your message you did at me. I was just not in a good place whatsoever during the past 48 hours. Again, you guys will get all this in the vlog. You really and truly will. You'll get a little bit of a scraping from the inside of my mind. Because yesterday I felt a lot of... yesterday. I felt a lot of apathy and fear. Both. It was awful. I'm wanting to unfuse the thing. That's what I was trying to do. Char says, I changed my name to Fur as you've been enjoying Pokemon. Ah, so you are a seasonal name changer. Makes sense. That's cool. How did I come to know Jason? Coincidentally through luck. I know Jason because Jason came here, Chara, to answer your question. And by the way, I guess while I'm thinking on it, what do you want me to refer to you by? So that there's just less confusion. Do you want me to call you Chara? Do you want me to call you, Ferret? Just so, you know, there's no confusion, mainly. Ferret, please. Okay, Ferret. Sure. Not a problem. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Oh, this was not the monster chest. The Soldier Spear Halberd. I guess I won't say no to a rusty weapon. Sure, why not? Your favorite Pokemon is Ferret? My favorite is Volcanion. But then again, I like it when opposing types are merged into Pokemon. I'm like a huge fan of that. You do have a question? Go ahead. Go ahead for it. Absolutely. And while you're asking, Mr. Shiny says, oh yeah, that megalomaniac guy turns from a cunning leader to a man who became insane. Yeah. That sounds about half right. And then you go on to say X and Y evil team's plans are straight up insane. The leader of Flare, Lysander, or Lysander, is a lunatic who wants to destroy all humanity because he believes that humans drain the beauty of the world. Yeah, yep. That's what I was thinking of. Actual eco-terrorism. You know, disguised in insane reasoning. Shiny goes on to say, fun fact, your old username on YouTube was Chara Dreamer. You used to, or rather, still am a big Undertale fan. Interesting. My sibling enjoys Undertale. I've seen it, but I could not, I've seen it. I've watched people play. I don't know if that's a sort of game I would enjoy or not. I would have a tough time answering that. Furret asks, how did you jump up so high in TCC? Jason is strict to who he adds. You'd have to ask Jason about that one, Furret. As far as, like, what a director is, like, for the TCC, my understanding is that I am just there to provide counsel. I am there when my opinion is asked for. It's really not as high up as it looks. There are, like, some other minor things, but for the most part, it's just opinion. As far as to, like, yeah, how did I jump up? You'd have to ask him. And it's up to him whether he chooses to say it or not. I'm not going to comment on that. That's like private business. You don't know if you can ask Jason. It's not too easy to contact someone of his role. He even has said he's not supposed to answer general questions. Well, there you have it. I'm thinking about how I want to word this. I admire your curiosity for it. I really do. I would actually be asking the same questions, although maybe not externally, right? But I could not be... Oh, that's what's going on. I could not begin to tell you why I am where I am in TCC. And guessing is just as offensive as stating either a real reason or a fake reason. The TCC is structured like a corporation after all. There are lots of rules that I have to follow. That's the best way I know to say it. Is there are lots of rules I have to follow, and so I follow them. Exactly as I'm supposed to. Okay. We've made it through this cave. Make sure I've not missed anything on YouTube. I suppose I can ask this question. Undertale. You guys like Undertale? Don't like Undertale? I've heard a couple of responses already, and I think I've shared mine, but just to reiterate, because I never ask my audience questions that I don't feel like answering myself. I would just not ask. I've seen Undertale. I feel like it's one of those, if the story doesn't appeal to you, it's not really going to be something you enjoy. But I could certainly see why a lot of people would, in fact, enjoy Undertale. Especially if the story is endearing, or, you know, it catches you at a young enough age where you can still have impressions made upon you. And so you're busy reading into the game's subtext. You're thinking about the fact that Toby Fox went through and, you know, thought of all these different, like, meta scenarios. You're really thinking about just how much work Toby Fox put into this. Mr. Furret says, I heard Jason only adds people he connects with the most to high rolls. Well, again, I have to be mum about that. Like, that's trying to reach into into Jason's inner workings, and that's not within my purview. Like I said, as a director, best way I can answer that is occasionally I'm asked for my opinion and I give it. And it's taken into counsel. Meaning my opinion isn't even necessarily followed. Think of it more like Let's see. Let me pull from a government position here. The U.S. president's cabinet members. So like the Secretary of Defense or the Secretary of Transportation or the Department of Treasury. Things like that. Where they all have their own functions, right? But at the end of the day, their like main purpose is to give counsel to the president over the area in which he's appointed them to preside over. If they're presiding over Treasury, then the opinion they're being asked to give is a financial one. What do the coffers look like? What about ingoing, outgoing trade? How are all of the financial compression rates doing? How close to a recession are we? Stuff like that. And the president is totally free to ignore the entire assessment that the cabinet gives them. It's part of a suite. The president can ignore that suite and make their own decision. Think of me like that. And only my opinion is not that high up either. Let me switch over to YouTube because I think that's about where that comment shows up. Shiny says, the power of Undertale lies in characters and secrets. Yeah, like, that's the other thing. If you like Easter eggs, you're gonna like Undertale. It actually has a lot of replayability. I do recognize why a lot of people enjoy it. I just don't know if I could personally get into it. It's in my shared library. Both myself and my sibling, own the same Steam library. Or rather, we have an overlapping Steam library. I could just ask if you guys want me to play Undertale for any reason. We can work something out. Heck, that might even be a camera special with my sibling too. We'll have to see. The TCC really confuses me. If you're not someone that's in a position to care about any of the roles for it, you don't need to worry about it. Just accept that some things are going to be mercurial and confusing and kind of hard to understand, especially if you don't have any baseline intuition for corporate structures or how corporate rules work. Just think of it like that. You don't need to understand all of it. You just need to understand the parts that pertain to you. It should be very little. Thinking about the exchange that happened in the Discord. First says, you heard Jason could even ignore CEOs? Again, that's a Jason thing. Ask Jason, and if Jason ain't saying, gotta leave it right there. I have not had the opportunity to show this on camera yet. So I am going to show you guys the Melania bed. I unfortunately did use this off camera. I kind of thought it was just the bigger, better bed. No, there's more. There's more. I should not have done that, but it's fine. It's totally fine. Just being completely transparent. You apologize if you caused a scene the other day. You're just inquisitive. I certainly don't mind the inquisitiveness, but I'm also not the person you would be apologizing to, if anything. I would definitely look back on the people who were actually involved in that exchange and issue an apology to them if they asked for it or if you feel you need to. That's what I would do. If you sleep in a Melania bed, not only will you wake up more energized, Melania, the horse god, may also share a mystical message. It's a very popular choice among our customers. Want to try it? If you do, when would you like to be woken up? Morning sounds fine. Haru's really lovely. I am Melania, the god of horses. Note that they changed it from a goddess to a god. that's fine. I just there is a note there that was changed. In the south, within the region of Farron, find the Lake of the Horse God. There, a huge horse, white in color, has left its mark. I don't know too many people on the board myself. I'm like... You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. That is my 5-minute warning for the commercial break that'll be coming up. So let me go ahead and read this and do what I gotta do. Good morning, how are you? Did you hear a message? I sure did. As thanks for launching with us, we present you with 1 point. Say, Link, have you heard about the trouble in Zora's domain? All that good water polluted by some kind of mysterious muck. As far as I know, no one knows where it came from. It's terrible for the Zora, of course, being water folk. I'm not sure how they'll manage. Zora's domain... Okay. This is what we've already heard before. So, I look forward to getting to know the people on the board a bit more. And that'll come with time. Let's see. Furred says, I know a little bit as you did some Google search. The board is only directors, executives, CEOs, and chairs of board. That's a surface search, my friend. There are so much more corporate structure than that. It's not even funny. Also, did you know that corporate structures differ between countries? Some people have higher positions listed than CEO, or some companies have a structure that's set up in such a way that the CEO is not the highest position. Also, you have to consider where the company founder, shows up in all this. Some company founders are the CEO, and some company founders are outside of the board or operate a different position on the board of directors. So there are a lot more structures than just the usual. I would do some more Googling, and you'll have a better understanding of what the TCC structure is all about. There's a lot you can glean without asking anyone anything. Now, before we get too carried away, first I want to thank everybody for coming on in and hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. If you guys hadn't done so already, and you like the content, or you just want to be here more often, please consider following on Twitch or subscribing on YouTube. You even get free emotes just for following on Twitch. 5 nice ones. And I'm working on churning out the nice 5th one real soon, at the follower tier. Additionally, let me go ahead and type this out. That is my Discord server. That is my personal Discord server. Feel free to join that if you want, or don't. That's kind of up to you guys. We're a pretty tight-knit community here. I'm looking to cultivate it one person at a time. It takes a lot of work. We share pictures mainly, but we do sometimes chat about things. It's a pretty quiet place. And the onboarding is purely automatic. You only need to grab bonus rolls if you're interested in following the content more easily. The commercial break will be coming up at the top of the hour at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's roughly 3 minutes long. There will be a timer at the top left corner of the screen. Once that timer is gone, I'll be back at my desk, and we can proceed with the gaming. I wouldn't normally run these sorts of things, but you gotta do what you can to mitigate the pre-roll on Twitch. I highly recommend you guys get up and stretch and take a break for yourselves. Really, I do. That way nobody has to sit through ads they're not interested in. It says, I see Complex DVD as a shareholder. What is that? Couldn't really tell you. A significant challenge holder is what I will probably say there. They're a person who has accomplished something significant. And I'll answer that other question after I come back. See you guys then. Sorry about that, folks. I am back. Hopefully everybody had a got something, or everyone had a decent commercial break. You know, obviously not advertisements. We all hate that. But I hope everybody got to do something they wanted to do during those 3 minutes. The commercial break is just as much for me as it is for anyone else. Mostly to thwart that DVT, that deep vein thrombosis. Thank you. Thank you for it. Much appreciated. Your other question, is it possible that Jason can fire people? I mean, it's structured like corporations, so probably. Well, Jason's probably busy doing, you know, things that Jason needs to do. You did see a policy that do executive chairs have that power? Think so. I haven't been here all that long. I don't have the handbook, quote unquote, memorized yet. That's probably going to take me a solid month. Let me make sure I've not missed YouTube chat. Shiny says, I'll need to go for the time being. You'll try your best to check in later. Thank you for stopping by, Mr. Shiny. I know you probably can't hear this now, but sincerely, I do appreciate it. I hope you rest well, good sir. And with that, I will see you later. Your channel's really cool, by the way. Thank you for it. Much appreciated. I see why Jason likes it. I'm just... Flattery really will get people everywhere. Let me say it. Let me say that first. But, more importantly, I would like to think my channel, I try to structure it in a way that people know it's real, right? People know that they're not getting your bog standard, bog standard streamer experience. At least I like to think so. Will flattery get you a role in TCC? Probably not. It's more over a turn of expression. Might it get you a role? Maybe. But you also, I think, probably have to show or apply for a process or apply to be part of that process. I'm pretty sure that, that part's public. I think I can talk about that. And of course, the application could be rejected. That's the first time you've heard an American use the UK bog standard terminology. Oh, I guess I must be more English than I think I am. You're just busy helping your folks out? Fair. Yeah. Furret has been very, very inquisitive, Mr. Jason. I am going to let you field a bunch of those questions if you don't mind. Or if you do mind, that's fine. I will also continue to field them as best as I reasonably can while saying as little or as much as I'm contractually obligated to say. I'll put it that way. Oh, is that all this well was? Yeah, I guess that's all this well was. Just... Alright, it could be worse, I suppose. Alright, I think it's hover bike time. Oh, you know what? No. I said I would show you guys the battle cart. You guys ready to see a battle cart? Let me see if I can't whip this puppy out. Alright. So there are a couple of parts. We need 6 big wheels, 3 batteries, a stake, 2 lights, 2 golem heads, 2 cannons. Let me also find like a flat place to do this. Maybe like right here. Alright, so let me try to pull some of this out then. Let's see. 2 construct heads, 2 lights, 1 stake, 3 batteries. Let me also put this over here. And we need 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 big wheels. And we need 2 cannons. Okay, how many wheels do we not have? 3? Okay, and then let me back up and put out Okay, I think I've got most of the part. There are 2 lights that are missing, but that's fine. Alright, why don't we take this thing for a test spin, shall we? This is the other device I worked really hard on. If I'm going somewhere where I think I need some extra firepower, this battle cart is going to help me a lot. And it really doesn't eat all that much battery power. Like, once the cannons fire, like, that is a much bigger deal. It really also just does not use that much power, even with the 6 wheels. I did figure out that there was a limit to what you could attach to, you know, an object. It kind of stinks that there's a limit, if I'm being honest, but, you know, I guess it makes some amount of sense, right? You know, I feel like the game is kind of like chugging as is. Let's see. Not gonna read the exact contents of the message, but I'm just gonna read and respond, not read it out loud. Yeah, exactly. It's what I was saying earlier. There's a process. It's all about a process. Everything has rules. There are a lot of rules. They have to be followed. And you'll be hard-pressed to find a corporation or something structured like a corporation that doesn't work like this.
Oh.
Did you know if you put your ear to the wall, you can hear the wailing of the dead? Or so they say anyway. I've heard. Wow, heroes really do know a little bit about everything. And guess what? You'll be joining those wailing dead very soon. Join Master Koga in defeat. I see. Where do I spot this? No, don't even think about it. The wailing of the dead. I know it's not just this tiny little well, right? Let me see. Is there any kind of movable object? Not really. Furret says you're still shocked that the TCC was born from simple Super Mario Maker 2 levels? That is pretty impressive, isn't it? That people would gather together over something that's a little bit niche and find a way to make it something more. This is a good chance for me to talk about this because, you know, the TCC isn't the only place that's like this, or the only group of people that operate this way. Granted, the structure isn't quite as rigid and strenuous as the TCC, and I say that not as a, like, I don't say that to bash, as just corporate structures are rigid. They have a lot of rules. They have to be followed. That's all I'm trying to say here. Nice. In Elden Ring, and then in the Dark Souls community, or like the Soulsborne, that's Dark Souls plus Bloodborne. In that community, also it's probably about time no, we have one more well. In that community, right, you've got your various challenge runners. You have your speed runners, and you have your don't take any damage, don't die, don't get hit type of challenges. Or you've got the bingo challenges, right? There are communities that spring up all around those things. And I'm thinking about what I'm saying next. Also, I'm kind of tired. Not gonna lie, not gonna hide that. I'm a bit fatigued. There was a whole community. It used to be just one dude saying if you didn't use a strength build in Dark Souls 1, you weren't doing the no-hit challenge correctly. And then it turned into something more. You know, first it was, you know, Fair's Khan, you know, God bless how far the man has moved out of the gaming sphere. And I mean that in the most polite terms possible. To Couch Jockey being the father of the Magic, the first spell-based no-hit run. Like, one of the first. He's the most prolific. He went on to help Tiger G92 author a magic-based, you know, mod for Dark Souls 3, the Convergence, and you know, moved on to Elden Ring, the Convergence. And I will reply to that statement in just a second. I want to finish my train of thought first. All of this, the entire like team hit list, there's like a whole website, and at first it was Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Sekiro, and then it became Elden Ring, and then Celeste got added, and you know, then it moved into, you know, the site started sponsoring some speed runs, and now it's like a whole microcosm, like a really, really small community that you'd think wouldn't amount to much, but they do. There's a lot of people that are associated with Team Hitless. Deathless is part of it. No damage. No hits. All of it. And of course the bingo cards. We can't forget the bingo cards. It's all part of the same ecosystem. Same viewer ecosystem. It's pretty nifty stuff. Bert asks, or says, I say that you can easily play Dark Souls if you played Super Mario Maker. Completely different skill set. And maybe Dark Souls, right? Like, if we're talking like the original, you know, 1, 2, 3, or even the remasters of some of these, sure. Absolutely. You know, just take the time to practice and get used to the combat. With Super Mario Maker, it's jump, toss, use a power-up, or, you know, turn on some level mechanism to clear the enemy. Really not that deep. Combat is much deeper in a Souls-like or Soulsborne title. You go on to ask, would you ever play Super Mario Maker 2? I have actually done that once or twice. You think that staff can even be playtesters? There is a separate playtester role, yes. That said, Super Mario Maker and Super Mario Maker 2 is fun to watch, in my personal opinion. Really fun to watch. Could not be me playing it. I have done an on-stream thing of that before, and it just turns into everyone requesting their levels to be played all the time. Like, I've seen generic streams of I've seen generic streams of, you know, people just getting upset that their levels aren't being played. I don't want to put up with that. I'm gonna be real with everybody. Not sure I want to put up with that. There's like a certain entitlement that comes from having your experience, you know, having your art critiqued right on stream. You know, even Jamie, the CEO, is the playtest staff. Yeah. And you're confused on why they have a CEO and a US CEO? Because they're like two branches. Best way I know how to phrase it. There's enough people spread out between the UK and the US that there could just be people for those two specific countries. I think there may also be like a European section. But I know at the very least there's like an official structure for the UK and the US. I think I'm allowed to say that. Anything in here? No, I think it's quite literally just a teeny little well. Oh, there was a journal though, and I should read that. Hold on, let's not forget the other purpose of the LP. Recording. Today I fell off a cliff. Note to self, mountain climbing on a rainy day remains a bad idea.
Master, you have guests.
My goodness, Mr. Clavis and wonderful raiders. Welcome on in, everybody. How are we doing on this fine Friday afternoon? Thank you so much for the assist there, Mr. Jason. Much appreciated. Yes, raid hype. How was the Fortnite? How was the stream, everybody? Welcome on in. My name is Coinstamp. I am an action-adventure and RPG enthusiast extraordinaire. That's mostly what I give... Oh, no. I just read that. Whether it be Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Elden Ring, you know, The Legend of Zelda, or Baldur's Gate 3, or Fallout 3, / New Vegas. I've played a good litany of RPGs on this channel, along with, you know, action-adventure games. I've played quite a bit. I've even played some platformers, dare I say. So if you like that sort of content, you will love the channel. And Mr. Clavis is also a variety streamer like myself, but he mainly focuses on shooter and horror genre, along with some other stuff from time to time. He works really hard on his content. Please check out his channel if you hadn't done so already. Wonderful chap. Wonderful chap. Let me go back and actually answer questions, and then I will get to everyone else's messages. Nothing on YouTube. It's mainly just Twitch. Furret says, I know you and Madeline are the most powerful people in the TCC in the USA. What can I say? But what happens if Jason visits? Well, I mean, then Jason would be the most powerful person. You know, period. End of subject. Not much more to say there. Fortnite's, Mr. Clavis says, Fortnite sucked so many sweats. Oh, it was that bad? Do tell. I'm curious. Were people having skill issues? Is that what was going on? What kinds of skill issues? CMXML, welcome on in from Clavis's stream. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind. Hope you enjoy your stay. My apologies for taking just a second to, address everyone. I was kind of reading all the messages in order. Sorry, brain is not braining today. Here's a nice introductory question, I suppose. What is everyone's level of experience with, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? New game for you? Haven't heard of it before? A game you've beaten once or twice, or you've gone the full 100% completion. Or, in some cases, people have beaten it multiple times. I always like to do that to, I always like to ask this question to just kind of help me get a sense of what our audience is for the day. And, it gives us something to talk about. Mr. Klebus says, just keep getting killed. The classic Fortnite experience. You think you gotta win, that caused you to rank up a lot. So you moved into like a new matchmaking bracket, right? And so because you moved into a new matchmaking bracket, you were paired with people that had higher skill than you were used to, and thus kept getting killed. That's what I'm thinking, at least. You had ended your stream actually because headphones were getting low? Fair. Yeah, my wired headset for the gaming PC just died like maybe a week ago. So, the gaming PC, I use these actual Bluetooth headphones. Wear them for more than half an hour. The ear canals actually hurt like crazy. So I try not to. I've been keeping the gaming on my gaming PC really low for this reason. Burrit asks, I've never played this game before. Is it good? I would say so. I think the full completion experience leaves a lot to be desired. But it leaves a lot to be desired for the same reason that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild leaves a lot to be desired. There are just so many bloody Koroks. As you guys could see, I have a counter underneath me, right there. We are 40% of the way through the total number of Koroks this game has. That's right. There are 1,000 of these blighters. Absolutely 1,000 of them. You could lift a random rock and find one. You can put a boulder on a stand and find one. You can put puzzle blocks together and get one. Some of the puzzles to get Koroks are really cool. Some other puzzles they're like, LOL, what? Why? Why put this here? Why not have it be something else? I think it detracts from the experience a lot. And you know what the worst part of it is? It's a scatological joke. It is a very stinky joke, to put it lightly. Mr. Klebus says something like that. Yeah, like I said, that's what I was thinking. Just, MMR got raised, matchmaking rating got raised, and so when it got raised, you found people that were better at taking headshots, basically. The stuff of many rage clips, indeed. Bert asks, what are Koroks? As soon as we get through reading this dialogue, I will be happy to tell you. So let's get that out of the way first, shall we? And I'll read that last statement in just a moment. How are sticky frogs able to walk so effortlessly across such slick surfaces when I just slip and fall? If I combine sticky frogs and monster materials, could I brew an elixir that lets me climb wet cliffs without slipping? A beverage like that might make for a perfect rainy day aperitif. Excuse me. My search for fine food continues. Chef Aritamu, temporarily fallen. I like how they needed to add that epithet there. Just, yes, Aritamu, Chef Aritamu wasn't enough. You needed to say temporarily fallen. Hilarious. On a good note, seems Trump woke up to the Ukraine issue. Yeah, finally. It only took 5 ever. I'm pretty sure we can thank Melania Trump for that one. I'm going to be real with everybody on that. In fact, I think she's been working so hard to get him to realize the humanitarian costs on a lot of these like regional conflicts happening lately that I'm pretty sure she got booted out of her wing of the White House for it. Like, it put a strain on their relationship. It was that profound. Barrett says, I did hear Jason found all the Korok seeds. Yeah, he's full completed the game before, for it. Like, he might have found me by luck. But his experience with the game and my mannerisms are why he stayed. And I'm happy that he stayed, for the record. I really, truly am. I would not have met amazing people without Mr. Jason. Mr. Gracker221. May his streaming career rest in peace. He's no longer, streaming or doing the content thing. He's just living life now. Without my good Twitch friend, Tony1 Kenobi, or Monkey Funk 4D, I would not have met amazing people. I really, truly would not have. You guys mean the world to me. I want you to know that. I know I don't sound sincere, but I am trying to be sincere. But yeah, you need to, Mr. Clavis says, yeah, need to go. Seems my headphones are super low now. Got a 3rd warning. Have a great stream. Thank you so much for bringing your people over, Mr. Clavis. And thank you for stopping on by once again. Yeah, definitely go charge up those earbuds or headphones. You leave a lurk here? Thank you, good sir. And with that, enjoy your lurk, charge well, rest well, and be well, good sir. And with that, I'm going to take to marking some wells for us to go into next. We are at the Kapanga Island well. Yes. We are at the Kapanga Island well, so we need to mark some of the others. So there's Zhao's Island, and I'm pretty sure there's a well right around here. Then we have one between here and where that chasm most assuredly is. Yeah, it's like right over here, basically. And then we have... I'll read the comments in just a second. Okay, we've got one of these. There's a cave on the other side. I promise I'll read all the comments in just a moment. There's one here. Actually, that should probably be over here. Over here. And the last one is... Yeah, you can kind of tell that there's not like a hard theme here. I am starting to get the hang of identifying these caves. All right. Let's see. Fur asks, how come I got summoned by the TCC the other day? No, wasn't in trouble. I think I could say that pretty freely, but I cannot reveal to you the contents of why I was summoned exactly. It sounds scary. It certainly can be. You know, I used to be thinking about that I used to be an MMO raider back in the day. When I was like a 16, 18-year-old boy, I was playing World of Warcraft, the retail version, the only one that existed at the time. And sometimes I would get summoned into, voice comms before the advent of Discord. I can't tell you the number of times I felt nervous. Oh, let me fix that real quick before I, okay, good. I can't tell you the number of times I was nervous that I thought I had done something wrong. And in most cases, it was just, hey, there's this boss mechanic coming up. I know you've read up on it. Is there any advice you could give? Or, maybe we can help the raid team devise a plan for, how to conquer the upcoming challenge. Stuff like that, usually. Hey there, Wafa Masood Voim. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind today. Hope you enjoy your stay. You ask, do I have any tips for fighting Gleeoks? Yes, I do. So with Gleeoks, first things first, come prepared. If you are fighting a flame Gleeok, you need to come with heat resistance when possible. You need food. You need health restoring food, and you need like defensive or offensive food buffs. You need both. The same is true for the frost Gleeok. Just swap the heat resistance for the cold resistance, and you'll be good to go as far as preparations are concerned. And then for actually fighting the Gleeoks themselves, get used to practicing archery a lot. You definitely want the ability to quickly snipe the 3 heads often. And for you to do that, you want to find a location where you can routinely make jumps from, so that you can get the bullet time necessary to fire at the necks or the heads. That's like tip number 1. And come prepared with a lot of weapons, of course, like all the basic stuff. Outside of that, each Gleeok has like a super attack that happens at 25% health, roughly. It'll fly really high up in the sky, and there are, sorry, my brain is having a bit of a meltdown. For the fire or the flame Gleeok, you'll want to find a like patch of grass that's like covered by some sort of cover. You'll stand a good distance back so that the fire orb it like spits out explodes, and then you'll use that you'll use the burning grass in order to fly up super high in the sky, and you can shoot the Gleeok down that way. For the frost Gleeok, it'll spit out icicles. You need to get on top of one of them and then recall the icicle back up top, and then glide over and shoot the heads down. For the Thunder Gleeok, you'll want to avoid the lightning strikes, and then there will be updrafts created by the lightning strikes, and you quite literally just ride the updrafts up and shoot the Gleeok down. It's basically once it starts doing this final attack, you could just once it starts doing this final attack, you just watch for you take good cover. You watch for the moment to try to ride those attacks up on ride those attacks up, and then you can take your shot. Alternatively, yes, you were just saying, Mr. Jason just pointed out rocket shields too. Those also work and circumvent the whole circumvent the I need to learn the boss mechanic part of the fight. You just need to be you need to be in a good position to make use of the rocket shields. Also, if you don't want to waste rockets, learning the boss mechanic might be good. Let me go back over to Twitch here, and then we'll keep moving. They must have been intimidating. Not really. I mean, if you don't know the people that you're being that are calling you to be summoned, yeah, it can be scary, but it's really not that bad. Directors are clearly not scary as you are now. As you are one now. I don't know if I would necessarily say scary. I'm sorry, I did not pay attention to what just happened. Did I get hit by lightning, or did a cannon blast knock me out? Let me scooch this back just a little bit. But Furt goes on to say, but being in front of corporate board can be scary. You wouldn't like it yourself. They can be... I believe I have found our problem. This is what's going to eat up a lot of your battery right there. But you see what I mean by the fact that this is a battle cart? You quite literally just position you just position your war machine in the right spot. And you can go and collect your loot. Oh, nice and easy, like. Really nice. Is that like a... That is a piece of wood. Okay, we literally, like, deforested some trees there. See, Furt says they could be some of the most powerful people. I mean, they control your ability to stay on the server. Yes, I can imagine so. But, you know, if you're following the rules, you're being patient and polite, and you're not insisting on answers to your questions every time you ask one, I don't really see why you wouldn't be able to stay on the server. I really don't see how that would be a problem. And of course, that advice is general too. That's any server with groups of people, not specifically like the TCC or anything. Just follow the rules. And if you aren't sure, you can stay out of trouble, right? You got a couple of options. Number one, you can do what I do on most servers, and that's really just to, like, you know, only comment on a few things here or there, right? Like, I'm just gonna drop this. Okay. You can only comment on a few things that you know you shouldn't get in trouble unless you take things too far, right? Like, I'm a part of the Hylian modding Discord. I don't know I know a few things about modding, but I don't really know. Oh, I just went over here and never went into the well. I have to fix that. So I tend to comment about social stuff instead, right? Or, you know, I might comment on someone's post that they put in the gallery or whatever. Where, you know, they post it in the channel and then, you know, I can quote the picture or whatever and talk about it. I think that's fine. But outside of that, I don't get caught up in technical expertise, and I try not to get caught up in scuffles. I try not to get caught in you know, power matching contests where you could get banned. I believe we have found yet another Stalnox. Can I maybe make him break out of it early? Perhaps. I might need to, like, bust him out of this. Wow, you really have to break a lot of the rock, huh? Alright, now he should break out the rest of that. Come on, trudge right on through this. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna, like, go ahead and do this real quick. Oh, he already grabbed the thing. Got him. You like this channel? You'll follow. Thank you so much for the follow. For it. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoy the nice emotes that come along with that. Available at the follower tier, along with everything else, of course. Let me make sure I've actually read everything. You know, Jason said once that the staff register denotes authority levels and you're above CEO. I don't know. I'm paying attention, but I'm not paying so much attention that I can, like, talk about the back door. I kind of like how things work internally. I sort of think that's not my place to do. It's not my place to say. I leave it up to Jason to make that judgment for himself. If he wants to say how things work, he totally can. It sounds like I'm giving him permission. I'm not. I'm saying if he wants to, he can. Otherwise, I try not to speak. I don't speak. Let me put it that way. I don't speak for the TCC. I do not do that. Although I think some things I've said have come pretty close already, as is. Okay, do we have a bow? There's no bow here. Yeah, it's all melee weapons. That's fine, I guess. Bert says, I saw Jason's weapons in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Are they good? I don't know, as you don't play this game. Yeah, they're like the cream of the crop. They're the best of the best. Assuming he showed you, or you saw a picture of the same weapons where it's like, oh, it's a bunch of 134 attack power, you know, silver Lionel weapons, or, you know, it's like the 100 or 102 point weapons from Breath of the Wild. Like, the weapons are obviously meant to be good, and that's without even using glitches to take advantage of the damage value they have. Wafa says, thank you. You killed your very first Gleeok. That is awesome. That is awesome. Which kind of Gleeok did you kill? You know, when you've got the time. And you ask, what are my stream times? Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so I'll definitely be streaming at the very least on Monday. But you gotta go. No problem. No problem. You wish me the best of luck and hope you become famous. Thanks. Thanks. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Wafa Masood Vlim, I hope you enjoyed your time here. Thank you so much again for coming by and visiting, and do rest well and be well, my lovely senator and inductee, and I will see you sooner rather than later, hopefully. Mr. Jason, moving back over to Twitch now. You're back. Good. Welcome back. You're quite busy today, so you might be in and out. No problem. No problem at all. Some days you just be busy. I feel like I'm lower in the camera than I should be. 1 second. There we go. That's a little bit better. Hold on. I feel like the spring needs a reset. I am using like a rolling office chair, so un momento per favore. There. That's better. A little bit anyway. Char is very inquisitive. Yes. that is an understatement for sure. Also, you can confirm one thing. See, this is what I was talking about for it. I leave it to Jason to say these things instead of myself. Mainly because I avoid getting in trouble that way. I think I'm being really crafty here by having him say it himself. You as a director are in fact above the CEOs. Now that's interesting. I guess I just... You know, I know I got told the structure, right? I got told about how it works and everything, but there's still some things that definitely just... And I feel like the command structure was definitely one of those things that I should have paid more attention than I did. You and Helen report directly to me, and the CEOs report to... Okay. I should be writing that down... in case that comes up later. You can say that externally? Yeah, like I was just saying, I leave that to you to say or not say. I just think it's better that way. I don't have all of the rules and everything internalized yet. I don't. Sorry, my 33-year-old brain requires that I write this stuff down. Okay. I have written that down for memory. That should start to stick in my brain a little bit faster now. Okay. Let's get to exploring some more caves and wells, shall we? I feel like we have not done enough of that in today's episode. And the only cure to do that is to just do. To just be. By the way, since I didn't do much farming in, the depths, I will probably definitely be mining more than I usually do on screen. According to boardroomadvisors.com or .co, a company website, the CEO typically reports to the board of directors, which includes the chairman in UK firms, since the TCC is headquartered in the UK. Makes sense. And that's like a UK structuring thing. Here in like the... Okay, what's happening? Ah, we are finding the stall is Alphos. Headquartered. Sorry. Yes, headquartered. No problem. I can find that funny, though. You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. That, my fine friends, is the call for the second and perhaps the more important of the shills that I need to get done for the commercial break. This is typically when I talk about Patreon and stuff, so I'm going to do that now. First, I want to thank everybody for, hanging out with me. I do greatly appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. I've talked about the free, easy methods to help the channel grow, following on Twitch, subscribing on YouTube. Oh, and I guess another thing I should start adding to that is, like, leaving comments. Because now your views and likes don't mean anything on YouTube if you don't put a comment with them. Strange, I know, but it's the whole anti-view botting shtick that YouTube is like trying to fix, like to be less friendly to chatbots. Got it good, but it basically cannibalizes or turns off a lot of the passive viewing that a content creator would have gotten. So please leave comments. They help even more than a like now these days, because it shows engagement. I do have a variety of outlets and portals if you guys feel like being financially generous to me. If you guys want your names read at the start of every stream, I have 4 appreciation placards. That's the most minimal way I try to give back to you guys. Let me just not... Let me do the bob and weave thank you, Tulin. But you've also alerted a bokoblin. Ha! How about that one? Wrong fruit. Yeah. Nice. Okay, that got settled pretty quickly. What was I saying? I totally blanked on what was going on. I'll leave it to you guys. You'll find all of the stuff relating to financial generosity either underneath the video player on Twitch. There will be a Linktree link. Feel free to click on that. There will also be that same Linktree link in the description of the VOD on YouTube. Definitely feel free to check all that out. I appreciate everything that you guys give if you choose to give it all. And of course, what we heard earlier was the 5-minute warning. We take 3-minute commercial breaks. There will be a timer in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. As soon as the timer is over, the break will be over, and we can get back to gaming. I'm away from my desk, and I encourage everyone else to be during those 3 minutes. I'm definitely thinking 5 places at once. I don't want to do that. Did I go in here? I did not go in here. That's fine. I just thought I maybe did. Commercial break shouldn't be too long at the top of the hour once it gets there. Let's see. Mr. Jason says the only board of directors power that's been deactivated is in the TCC's the board's ability to fire the CEO. Of course, I believe you would be managing that yourself, Mr. Jason, if anything. Fine by me. What's the deal? Like, what on earth? This isn't one of those smash something, is it? No. No, absolutely not. Ha. Huh. Well, there's it's just like a very tiny little well. Oh, oops. See you guys after the break. What hotkey did I just press? Sorry about that, folks. I am back. I apologize for being late there. I had a little bit of a... I had to go take care of some logistical things. Stepmother came back. She was feeling particularly lightheaded. We hauled some bricks off of the, onto a trailer. And she drank less water than she normally does, so that was a fun little coaching session. Didn't need to do that, of course, but she's my stepmother and I love her, so of course I'm going to, give out the coaching session. Ah, okay, it's gonna be one of these places. Understood. We're gonna be attempting to try to find meaning in this. I'm willing to bet that a bomb will blow this right up. Yeah, how about that one? I forgot to wear a royal shield. Okay. Drop that. Grab this. And fuse the more durable shield onto the other shield. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Interesting. Yeah, that's the chest. We ascended from below. And then... I don't think lighting this does anything. Yeah, no, it does absolutely nothing. Yeah, so, like, we could go down the steps, but look, we would be stopped. Alright, we've basically explored that well. Okay. Next one is gonna be back over here by the tower. Bert asks, I know this is not TCC, but how does it feel to have your boss here? Doesn't feel any different to me. It really shouldn't be any different. Like, although my boss might be here, this is still my stream. And usually, how do I word this? And I'm not really trying to be contentious, it's just, I'm explaining the subtlety of the thing. I'm not going to suddenly, ban people on command of the boss. Although the boss and I would probably be in agreement on more things than not. Given, like, our cultural outlook on things. And so I really wouldn't expect there to be issues in the first place. In the TCC, he's the boss. I do what he says. Just period. No argument. Suggestions, welcome. Argument, not so much. On the stream, it's a bit more 50-50. Oh, no. You have to go, but thank you for all the answers. No problem. I apologize if they were less fulfilling than maybe you had been anticipating, but that's just how corporate command structures are. Nice. Oh, I almost died right there. Man, this guy was really trying his best to make me die to removal, huh? Real Doomblade energy right there. Mr. Furret says, I would make support ticket, but a policy says not to unless important. Good call. Yep, don't make a ticket unless it's actually important. And important means it pertains to, like, either your access to something, and specifically as it relates to, like, the verified streamer program, or other things that people can generally make applications for. Or it's in terms of something problematic, like your interaction with someone, or your ability to access services on the Discord server, or something along those lines. Would a support ticket be good for applying to staff? Nope. Totally different process. The support ticket is just for support. That's it. You put in a ticket for applying to staff and you're gonna have a problem. Don't do that. In the meantime, let's find the other entrance. You're welcome. Okay, I believe we have found the other thing. No problem. Take care for it. Thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. Do rest well, my lovely senator and inductee, and I hope to see you back sooner rather than later. And with that, we are going to spelunk like it's no one's business. Spelunky, spelunky, spelunky. A smoking a pancake? Sorry. Okay, I am definitely getting a dose of the brainworm now. Oh yeah, we left our the battle cart behind. It's fine. We actually probably need the we actually probably need the hover bike anyway. And we'll use we'll use the heavier hover bike arrangement. I love this thing. I love my hover bike. But you know what I love even more? I love doing a flyby. I love doing a flyby on field bosses. It's one of my favorite things to do. All right. Oh. Sorry, I feel like I got some sleep in there. Unfortunately, I believe I am developing ocular psoriasis. I don't know how any other way to say that. I feel like I'm developing ocular psoriasis. And sleep can now be confused for fluffs of skin that are scaly and very dry and It's the type of thing that can infect internal ocular tissue too. So it gets very itchy and dry and unbearable. Mr. Jason says, I had a tennis match with a Hinox once. See the LOL, so I'm trying to think how that might be funny. I'm gonna give you an applause. But then I'm also gonna give you this. Just brain broke. My brain broke. Hey there, Mr. Bear Type. Welcome on in. Good to see you, good sir. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind, and I hope you enjoy your stay. You've come in just in time. We are about to put a walloping on a Hinox. Tennis? Tennis. Oh, you threw a rock and you knocked it back with a perfect parry? Awesome. Awesome. Just saying can't be here. Just saying hi. No problem, Mr. Bear Type. Thank you for stopping by anyway. I much appreciate it. Hopefully I can catch you when you're, you know, a bit freer to say something. But otherwise, you know, thanks for leaving the lurk and everything. All right, let's get to it. Oh, all right. Tulin, now would be a good time for you to get busy. That is like the unbusiest Tulin I think I have ever seen. The internet is so bad. Like your local internet. I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. Okay, I don't think there's one of these that have dropped that I've not taken a picture of yet. It's not the tomato. I thought maybe a Volt melon or like a Hydro melon had like dropped or something. I'm sorry the internet is sucky for what it's worth. Bear Type, I hope that gets better for you. Now, if you mean the internet is a bad place, it's certainly getting to be that way, isn't it? Oh, also, you know what I just realized? We don't want to be over here at this Korok, or at this cave quite yet. Excuse me. The Korok's already done being collected, so it's just a matter of getting the caves and then getting into the depths. I love my hover bike. 100% satisfied. Hey there, Starnim. Welcome on back. Good to see ya. Hopefully you're doing well in both body and mind, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Come back, supporter. Thank you so much for being in my corner, Starnim. How are things in your slice of terra firma? If you don't mind my asking. We're gonna go ahead and steer down. You've come in just in time, Starnim. We are in the midst of spelunking through the various caves that are in the Sahasra region, aka where you find Kakariko Village. Just trying to steer this around and like head down at the same time. At least one thing, Mr. Coin. What's up, Mr. Jason? And while I'm awaiting a response, good. Certainly keeps our staff busy. Insert open eye gif here. Yes. I may type in the staff room later and like ask a couple questions, just to like preface what'll be happening later. I believe Starnum was asking, yes, do I have good gear? I have decent gear. I'm eager. I'm more than happy to show you what I'm currently carrying. I've got some high quality weapons. I've got some mid-tier junk, and I've got some utility weapons. Speaking of, there are a couple of these that beg for horns to be put on them. And then I've got a couple of rusty weapons that I have to that I have yet to put some things on for. Speaking of, let me go ahead and get our crowd control implement ready. That's going to be this one, along with a couple of horns. Mr. Starnum says, I saw your update and I saw you're making a vlog again. Really excited about that and look forward to it. Yeah, I'm chronically behind, as per usual. That vlog should have already hit everyone's desk by now. I ran into an audio processing error and I'm having to clean that up. I'm probably going to have to re-record the vlog, as a matter of fact. And the real big thing there is that with recording, I need to make sure that the mic is actually separated from the audio capture. Otherwise, or like they're on different tracks. If you're recording, the mic has to be on a separate track, or you can't control the audio very well. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to re-record the vlog, in honesty. I've been trying to like purify the sound, but to no avail. But I will have that on everyone's desk before tomorrow, if my life depends on it. Hey there, Mr. Monkey Funk 40. Welcome on in, good sir. Good to see you in both, and hopefully you're doing well in both body and in mind today. And I hope you enjoy your stay, good sir. Mr. Monkey Funk here is a variety streamer and content creator, much like I am. He's played a litany of different things. The Yakuza series. He's playing Metal Gear Solid. And a whole bunch of other stuff. And Elden Ring, Night Rain. A litany of different things, really. He works really hard on his content along with his brother Mike. Please do check out the channel. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Let me go back and make sure I've actually read everything that was said. Mr. Monkey Funk says audio is so annoying to have to deal with. I'm so exasperated today that I'm literally going to say the same thing again. Insert wide-eyed gif here, followed by wipe beads of sweat off brow. Insert those gifs. Audio is annoying, especially when you're dealing with 2 tracks of the stuff. And you're operating on the free tier of DaVinci Resolve, and so you can't do certain things with the audio. You can do what you need to do. It's just tedious, right? But if you want to like really spruce it up, or you want to use the AI suite, not that I would, but you can't unless you pay for the actual real license, and that's like $225 US. I'm pretty confident in that number. It's wild stuff. You just eating an ice cream cone at the moment? I have a love-hate relationship with ice cream. See, I'm lactose intolerant / lactose sensitive. So things like cheese or milk or ice cream really get to me. Like, I can eat them, but I'm paying a price. So I used to eat ice cream as a kid and then constantly deal with that sort of stuff all the time. I have learned. It has taken me 33 years to learn, but I have learned not to eat that stuff super often. My folks even brought back a bucket of Neapolitan like 2 weeks ago. And, you know, they were pretty happy to tell me they had bought a bucket of Neapolitan. I had to dejectedly say, I hope you two enjoy that, because I can't. If I eat that, I'm going to not feel very good for a while. Mr. Jason says, what type of questions, Mr. Coin? They're more... How do I word this nicely? Or, like, politely? Not like a confrontational sort of way, but, like... It's in reference to people. It's in reference to people. I'm, like, wanting a head check on people. That's as much as I really want to say. I would rather use like one of the staff rooms and maybe get some other people to like check my head a bit, or I can DM you, Mr. Jason. Whatever will work best for you. I don't want to invite drama or I don't want to invite drama or problems. I merely am looking for a bit of a head check on something. That's all. Mr. Monkey Funk says, that'll do it, sadly. Do you have a go-to treat that doesn't involve lactose? Usually for me, there are two things. And I'll get to your question in just a second, Starnum, promise. Number one treat that I'll go to a lot are bear claws. In the little pastries, they're about, they're about, maybe about this size. Like the distance between... Let me see if I can't do it. Like the gap between my hands there. About that size. Maybe a bit smaller. Usually they're a bit compressed after coming, you know, fresh out of whatever transportation they've been on for a while. But they've got it's a pastry with a cinnamon filling to it. With like shaved almonds on top. It's really good. I usually have that, or I'll get the lava fudge or caramel syrup peanut butter cups. Like the stuff that Reese's makes, those things. Guilty pleasure, good stuff. I usually get either like the one big cup or like the two. Like I get the king pack. I if I'm getting my favorite treat, I live it up. It's like one of the few things I live up on these days. Okay. I feel like Mr. Starnum's sentence would have come across right about here. What are my goals on YouTube? I'd like to make it big someday. But I'd like to do it in a way that's like... Obviously, that's not possible, right? If you want to get big on YouTube, you just need to follow the algorithm. What's big on algorithm right now? Poli-sci slop. Or rage bait. You just need to do that stuff. You need to make shorts. You need to work with people's really short attention spans. Let's plays and video essays and stuff of that nature only gets you so far. You really gotta, if you really want to make it big, you have to entertain, you have to do things the way that YouTube is setting them up. And right now, they're wanting to be a TikTok competitor, and that means shorts. If you're not willing to do that, you basically need to push everyone to YouTube by whatever means necessary. And you'd better not have the personality of a wet mop like me. Or, I say that knowing full well people are going to get upset, but my personality is stiff and bristly. It's airy and debonair. People don't want that. People want the vibe check, man. That's what, that sentence right there. People want the short form meme infested content, and they want to either get angry so that they can rage watch, or they want to laugh so they can escape their cruddy situation in real life. And if you're not offering that, you're not going to make it big. You just won't. So outside of the impossible, I want to show people why I enjoy certain games and why I think they're worth playing. And I want to do more than just a surface dive. I want to show people some of the deeper aspects of the game, like I did with Breath of the Wild, where, you know, we took a stream. We took like 60 or 70% of a stream, and you know, we went through the cutting room floor. We talked about some of the things that ended up being jokes, like the Koroks. I can now freely talk about the fact that they're a scatological joke. I couldn't do that before because I didn't know in Breath of the Wild that it was that sort of joke. And I hadn't shown yet why I could say that, if that makes any sense. Now that I've had a part of the little mini series that is Breath of the Wild to talk about it, in Tears of the Kingdom, I can now just say it. Mr. Jason says, fair, I've not heard of the term head check before. Yeah, I use it a fair bit. Mostly just to say, like, oh, I'm not sure I'm thinking about things the right way. I'm afraid that I might be generalizing someone or generalizing something. And so I want perspective. That's normally what I mean when I say that word. Yeah, those are my two goals. And if I can live up to even half of, you know, what Chugga Conroy or Alazandri, or a few of these other Let's Play walkthrough YouTubers, if I can even live up to half of what they do, I would be happy. I would be content in life. It would be the one achievement I could say I have in a life filled with less than stellar choices. You agree with that statement, Mr. Monkey Funk 40? I'm glad you do. Awesome. Mr. Jason says understandable, as in you just want to make sure you understand correctly? Yes. And before I make a decision or before I form my perspective on something, I want to hear what other people have to say. And sometimes I'll like triangulate the position, right? Sometimes I'll like, oh, okay, what are all the different perspectives saying? What are all these people saying? Maybe I can take a position somewhere in the middle if it makes sense to. In other cases, where maybe it doesn't really make sense to do that, or it's not reasonable to do that, let me go ahead and do something like this here. And then we'll put, we'll make 2 sledges using the smaller Horriblin horn. That's good. In other cases, understanding everyone's perspectives can kind of help me determine, do I want to be a devil's advocate or not? It's kind of like a really favorite thing of mine to do, because I think too often people get wrapped up in their own heads about that's fair. Depending on context, you can either answer or you can't. Client confidentiality and all that, fair enough. That's all I can ask. Is that, you know, I'm at least sorry, I'm like doing 3 things at once here. I'm trying to like pinpoint this exact where this cave is. Oh my goodness. I'm looking for a well. That's what it is. Not a cave. I'm looking for a well. You're here to answer staff questions? That's good. That's good. And that also includes the question, can we talk about this or not? What on earth? What are you cooking? This is like a rock roast. It literally looks like a rock roast. Mr. Jason says you can answer staff questions. Yes, sir. As for clients, we have our respective staff. Trust me, I'll pop the question by later, and you'll know right away if it's something you can answer or it's something you can't answer. I don't want to tip my hand in case folks are like listening or whatever. That's the best way I would know to say it. I don't want to like tip people off that that's the kind of question I'm asking. Starnim says I have to go. Sorry you can't watch your streams for long. The fact that you were here at all means dividends, Starnim. Thank you. Hope you have fun. I hope you have fun playing. I am having fun playing. I'm also having fun talking, which is definitely what I'm doing more than playing at the moment. And those vlogs will come out at some point. Take your time. Thank you. Appreciate it. Do rest well, my lovely senator and inductee, and I will hope to see you back again sooner rather than later. Now with that, why don't we figure out what the heck is sizzling on this pot, shall we? Huh? Are you a customer? I don't know about that. Welcome to Moses Hideaway Restaurant, home of the ultimate dish. Truth is, we haven't officially opened. You must have had a good nose. I mean, you couldn't just stay away from these tempting aromas, huh? Smells delicious, doesn't it? Any customer with such a discerning sniffer is welcome here. For I, Mosev, performed a miracle. After years of culinary experimentation, one failed dish after another, I mastered the ultimate dish. The dish of the ultimate mistake.
Sure, Jan.
I'll let you in on my ultimate technique. Take a failed dish. Okay. I used the sure, Jan. I wasn't expecting to, I wasn't expecting the sure, Jan to be unironic. Pound it into shape. Cook it again. And take it to the next level. Sorry, I got a little carried away. So you ready to turn your failed food into the ultimate dish? If you give me failed dishes, I can work my magic. Yeah, haven't you tried throwing things that aren't food into your cook pot? When you do, you'll often end up with a failed dish. They can fail in different ways. There's dubious food and rock hard food. Ah, yes. Charcoal or gunk. Dubious, they say. Rock hard, they call it. Shh. Just because you throw in some ore or monster bits, that would literally make the dish inedible, ma'am. Mr. Jason says, one of the many reasons why I gave you your current roles because you have how you go about wording things in your formality. I appreciate that. Thank you. I do take great pains to say what I can, own up to when I said something I can't say, and accept the consequences of, saying things I can't say, which I don't think has happened yet, but I'm sure that time will come, and I'll know exactly when that is, too. And if it's something I need to give a half response on, I take a minute longer to think about it, and then I'll stop short of saying certain things. When you run your own club, and you need to keep certain information partitioned, or, in my case, outside of running a club, right? If you live with a lot of people where you need to partition the secret, you need to get them to say things to you in confidence. you get very good at stopping short of saying something that would actually answer the question. You get really, really close. You get asymptotically close, but you don't actually answer the question. We call that threading the needle when it comes to talking to people. It's the kind of thing that only some science majors ever really have the capacity. I shouldn't say have the capacity. We all have the capacity, but some people lack the aptitude to do it. Your queries can be addressed in staff room or in DMs. Thank you. But I must be wary of confidentiality issues. Yes, of course. But if you can't answer, you shall. I appreciate that. As I said, you'll know right away once I've said it, once I've typed it, if it's something you can answer or can't answer. What terrible things to say, don't you think? Haven't they ever heard the saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained? Sorry, I was just thinking about my life before becoming a master chef. Bring me your failed dishes and when you're ready to turn them into something amazing. The ultimate dish? Don't you dare touch that pot. A chef lives and dies by their cook pot. You can't just move it while they're working. Okay, you can't actually do anything with that. That's fine. I'm gonna put a mark here so that we know that that's a person in there. So if we ever make failed food, don't chuck it out. We'll need it for a quest. Okay. And I was about to say we didn't just seriously like lose out on we did not seriously just lose out on on a hover bike. I was about to call it a motorcycle. Can you guys tell I'm like partially delirious? Yeah, I'm like extra tired today. No. No. You saw nothing. Mr. Lizalfos, you saw absolutely nothing. Shh, 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 shh. It's all right. This might be a short stream, everybody. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm falling asleep at the wheel. And my mind is beginning to not know what it says. Oh man, I'm gonna do my best to power through this. I'll know in like the next 18 minutes. Short stream and you just come back? Oh, welcome back, Mr. Shiny. And I'm just feeling tired. I don't know. I have a lot on my mind today. I said it in the vlog that I'm going to have to re-say again because of audio editing issues. I'm thinking about a lot. I'm living in a lot of abject fear, anger, and apathy all at once. I'm going through like multiple emotional cycles, and I've been going through them over the past 7 months. It's not been fun. Waking with nightmares every single night. I thought I had a bug fly on me. And knowing that when you wake at the end of the nightmare, you don't really have the capacity to solve what the nightmares are about. You just kind of have to... If I want to solve my problems, I have to live in ignorance. And I hate that. I hate it a lot. Because as a man of letters, and a man with 2 degrees. Let's see right here. Right there, just like that. Oh, I got frozen in that. Oh, that... Thank goodness I didn't drown. That would have been awful. Yeah, there are like some existential things going on, to be sure, for me. You guys will know more about it in the vlog, but I guess I'm kind of giving a preview now. Mr. Shiny says, it's okay, bud. It's a bummer, but I completely understand. Thanks. I'm not 100% sold on it being a short stream yet. I'm mostly just dealing with fatigue right this minute. I was about to say, and I better get this, like, way off over there. Come on, show me you mean business. I'm pretty sure if I take a hit here, I'm dead. Maybe even with the armor. Let's find out. I did not mean to do that. It's this, and it's that. Okay. I guess it would be not that. It would be the Moblin Hammer. All right. Oh, that didn't take long. Thank goodness, too. The game has not exactly explained what these stone talus hearts are for. I wonder if we're gonna bump into an explanation of one of those later, or if we're going to have some I wonder if we're gonna have someone in the game like tell us that, you know, this is what we're going to be using the stone talus hearts for. Mr. Jason says I could be wrong, but I think that was the stone talus shown off in the trailer. Did not see the Tears of the Kingdom trailer, so I cannot confirm or deny that. And Mr. Shiny says they're just another fuse material. Okay. Hopefully the quests indicate as such. Or, you know, that there are no quests, and it is just a fuse material. Not saying, you know, not a lack of belief or anything, just first time play and all that. There's some things I'm not sure I could intuit out yet. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's, that could have been better. Ah, yes, the surface is slick. Nice. Move that over. Thankfully, we can still operate it when it's floating in water like that. Mr. Shiny says it's essentially a way to make taluses drop something like other overworld bosses do. Ah, okay. So in this instance, it's a fuse part. It really is just a fuse part. Like the Colgera jaw that we got when we fought Colgera on repeat. Not once, but twice. That's pretty cool. But the game also doesn't go out of its way to, like, show you what the properties are other than, like, the fuse attack power. Hello. Something the matter or what? Yeah, those were very good times. Those were pretty quick fights, but they were fine. Nice. But they were memorable. They were memorable. We did get a cool jaw to staple onto weapons. And if I want to, you know, one really nice thing about... I'm going to go ahead and drop that. One really nice thing about the fact that we basically unlocked that boss for farming is that I can, in fact, make super nice weapons with the jaws. Now, we can make even nicer weapons. I want to say the jaw was, what, like 43 fuse attack power? So it's, like, pretty powerful. I'm probably misremembering a number here, for sure. But I felt the fuse attack power was pretty high up. Mr. Jason says, is that now a Shield of the Mind's Eye shield? Or did I confuse the names again? It's a Shield of the Mind's Eye shield. This is one of a few cases where instead of saying, you know, Mind's Eye shield, it does literally just staple the word shield to the end. Nice, very, very nice. Mr. Shiny says the main property of Talus Hearts is that they are blunt material, so they can be used to make blunt weapons and stuff. Yeah. Mr. Jason says he finally guessed correctly. Mm-hmm. I really feel like this is today's vibe on stream.
Gee, this is uplifting.
And it's definitely, I can feel the fatigue, you know, setting in. I've got that nagging... Here's a fun question I can ask in the meantime, right? Does anyone have a telltale sign that they... a telltale sign that they you know you're tired when you're doing this thing here. In my case, I know I'm tired and need sleep when the backs of my eyelids itch like crazy. No. Oh, that was super close. Oh, that's not gonna work. We're gonna want one of these. Yeah, the fact this place is just dripping with moisture. Thank goodness. Now we can destroy that. We've got a nice gnarled stick for all of our lovely, absolutely fantastic attacking needs. I think I will probably put a... what do I want to put on this? I guess I could use a silver horriblin horn, sure. Let's see. Mr. Shiny says, also speaking of blunt materials, you can fuse them to a shield and break ore deposits with the simple press of an A button while holding said shield. Ah, so they can help you break. Okay, that's really cool. I did not know that. Thanks. And then you go on to say, I start to mistype things. I do the same. Also, your breath becomes heavier. Okay. That's perhaps a bit concerning, but probably not, like, heavy enough to be a problem. Just, like, you can tell that your muscles are sort of straining to, like, take normal-sized breaths. Okay. Mr. Jason says, I went into a cave with Majora's Mask, gathered a bunch of Horriblin together, and then collectively knocked them into a body of water. That's hilarious. You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. So one of the really nice things about chilling in the first 2 hours is that we don't have that annoying little task to do during the remainder of the stream. I have it set up that way on purpose. 8 full blade halberd. Sure, I'll get rid of the claymore for that. Because I don't like shilling. I know nobody else likes to hear that stuff. I get that people will put up with it, right? People will put up with it, but that doesn't mean they like it. Two totally different mindsets. So I try to get it done during the beginning so that we can have fun conversations toward the end of the stream. And, you know, it makes things structured. And I like structure. Structure's a good thing, generally speaking. Let's see. Let me delete that. Oh, by road to Lanayru wetlands. Oh, you know what I think? I think we're gonna find, we're gonna end up marking off another cave that's on the surface map that I'm using. But yeah, pushing enemies into water, really hilarious. Now that advert was the 5-minute warning for the commercial break. So, you guys know the spiel by now. 3 minutes. 3 minutes of ad time for the people on Twitch to mitigate pre-roll. 3 minutes of hopefully stretch time for everybody involved. And, you know, after that, we can get right back to the gaming. Although, I say this, and, I say this, but I'm not sure how tired I am yet. I'm, like, getting there. I can tell I'm operating a little bit in delirium, but I'm not sure how much delirium I'm operating in just yet. Let me go ahead and steer this. So, this may or may not be the final break. I'll probably come back and spend a few minutes if I'm that tired. I will probably throw some water on my face. Like, do something to, like, you know, see if I can't wake up a little bit. Also, I haven't had coffee in quite some time. I've been out of creamer for, like, 6 days. So maybe I'm going through caffeine withdrawal. I only ever have 1 cup, but this is usually the hour I have it, so maybe I'm a caffeine addict? It wouldn't be the first time I found out I was addicted to something. It would just be the first time it was addiction to caffeine. Usually, too much of the stuff and I go night-night. Like, I cannot take too much caffeine. I will literally sleep. So maybe I'm, like, just used enough. I'm just used to... Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Yes, I feel like Steve Carell right now during those 8 seconds. Just pure, unadulterated gibberish. real knee slapper. Mr. Shiny says, no need to push yourself too much, my friend. Thank you for the latitude on that. You can always make one future stream an hour longer when you feel like it. Might need to do that. And it might need to be tomorrow, too. I'll allude back to that. Back to what I said earlier when we come back from commercial break. Okay, where is this? Where am I trying to go exactly? Oh, is that just it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Gotta figure out the next lakes. What I could do is go over to the Promenade. Anyway, see you guys after the commercial break. Did I press? Sorry about that, folks. I am back. I have a little bit of... I probably have 5 minutes in me. So I want to make sure we do what's on the thumbnail. I hate making thumbnails and not doing the object of the thumbnail. It just feels disingenuous. Feels like clickbait. Even if I know it's not on purpose. Still clickbait nonetheless. So, thank you very much, Mr. Jason. Thank you. You're probably not too far from going to bed yourself. Yeah, it's getting to be what? About... It's 9 your time right about now? Would that be correct? Pretty late. Okay, so the object of the thumbnail, everyone wants to know what that is. That's gonna be somewhere over here. Yeah, 9:05 p.m. TCC time. So there's 2 locations I'm gonna mark. Here and, like, back here somewhere. We're gonna fly towards those. You know one thing, Mr. Coin? What's that, Mr. Jason? Whenever it's a really, really warm day, you tend to fall asleep. For me, it's usually a really, really cool day. Like, I tend to be like, oh, this feels like perfect time to stay inside and just nap, get under my thick flannel blanket, and just hibernate, basically. Or the passing human equivalent for hibernating, anyway. Usually in a warm... well, okay, you know what? I take that back. Or I take part of it back. On warm days, like, I kind of need a fan in order to do that. Like, to do the same thing. I should use a large charge now, or I'm gonna have a problem. Where is it? It is literally right here. Yeah, I could certainly see why you might want to sleep on a warm day. Like, really warm. Like, we're talking... Okay, this is the UK, so... 32 degrees C? Something like that. Ooh, I need to, like... think about not doing that. And probably head through here. Given what I know about this area in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, what do you know? It's the exact same cave. I feel like I need to also... Sometimes you feel like falling asleep. Sometimes you feel like falling to sleep at your computer desk. Fair! I've done that multiple times. Not fun. Especially because, sitting in a computer chair is not great for your circulation. It is really not great for your circulation. You can like help onset of varicose veins that way. Like, it's really not good. But yeah, especially if you've been coding all day. Ah, I see. I think I know what I need to do. But before that, treasure. Now, I personally wonder about something. So I'm gonna, like, do this. Oh, no, except, I know what the answer to that is. I know the answer to that. I thought I could try stapling a Zonite shield, but then you can't actually fuse any Zonite things to it. Yeah, so Zonite shields are not fusible shields. At least not unless you give up the whole aspect of what makes a Zonite shield in the first place. I do not want to be anywhere near that. That was close. Yeah, and usually I'll have like YouTube or something running, right? We're gonna drop this. I'll have YouTube or something running. And the next thing I know, I'll have fallen asleep and it'll be something totally different. It'll be something totally unintended. You two agree with each other. Yeah, there's a way to diffuse things with no loss of material. And it's at Terrytown. Yeah, so you can, like, literally have half the page worth of shields, and you can, like, unfuse the shields. Or, you know, we can actually make real airplanes once we, like, do that. Probably that right there. Yeah, I'll put out the vote for, I kept meaning to do it, but these past 2 days were not good for me. I will put out the vote for Terrytown, tonight. And it'll take us a few streams to likely, you know, get it all settled and squared and sorted, but, I want to make sure we're all getting fair and effective use of what we're voting for. I want us to have a reason, like, more of a reason to use our voting perk. It seems that, yeah, okay. The text on this is pretty much the same at all times. Why? We can literally... Huh. Should I? It might be fun to do things the intended way. Sure. Sure. Okay, game. I'll give it a try. So it wants, what, 2 rockets? Oh, I think I know exactly what it wants us to do. Maybe a little bit. Oh, I think it's literally teaching us the hover bike. All right, hang on. We can make a variant of the hover bike. Sure. Think I got it. Just gotta get the orientation correct. And the other fan as well is right here. I'll read the comments in just a second. Make sure this is tilted right. No, it's a little bit too off kilter. Right about, yeah, kind of like that. And then, what we want to do is... put the rockets on the back. Maybe something like this? Maybe. It's definitely interesting. It gives you a grooved track, even though you don't want to do that. This also may not work. Hey, Mr. Bear Type, welcome on in. For real this time. I won't be live too much longer, you know, thinking on it, but because your boy is tired. He's getting to be quite delirious, but we're going to at least do the object of the thumbnail, no matter how long it takes. If that means 45 minutes, so be it. If it ends up being done in the next 10, okay. Let's see. Hashtag more reasons to visit Terrytown. But go where you want, when you want. You're just here for the adventures in the chat, says Mr. Jason. I hear you, but I do think it is a good opportunity I do think it's a good opportunity for us to get, like, consensus and to do the thing my channel is known for, which is operating via consensus. Let's see. Mr. Shiny says, Terrytown also has the best place to get devices necessary for hover bikes, as well as both types of wheels, big and small. Probably a dispenser nearby, if I had to guess. Mr. Bear Type says, that's okay, can't be here for too long. Do you mean you stop at the regular time? No, I'll be stopping sooner than that. Today's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream. Again, I'm having issues keeping up with chat. I'm reading things. I'm reading things that aren't there. So I'm definitely feel like I'm hallucinating just a little bit. And also I am definitely less careful with my words at this hour compared to the first hour. That's just generally what fatigue does to me. Shiny says dispenser and lots of devices scattered around and ready to be picked up and used. Hold on. I feel like I could do better. Maybe like this? Nah, except... Oh, you know what I could do? Instead of trying to face it upright... Maybe like this? It's too close to the... It's too close to this. It's got to be more along the edge. Alright. Think I got it. Again? Just kidding. That's all right. Thanks for the latitude, Mr. Bear Type. Much appreciated. This week has just not been my week. And I still have to edit the vlog on top of that, too. So that's going to be real fun. Oh. That just straight up did not work. Maybe on the front end? A little bit. A little bit. I feel like I'm not quite... not quite getting it right. It's just the weight of the crystal, probably. Mr. Jason says, I am, of course, the president of the Shiny Fan Club. That rolls mine, Mr. Coin. You're welcome. Although you are, of course, president of the Shiny Fan Club. And to keep those rabid coin stamping Shiny fans at bay. Yes, Mr. Jason, I do appreciate that. Mr. Bear Type asks, how many hours do I have in Tears of the Kingdom? It's part 2x, you think? I can definitely show you. 1 second. It would be under this. No, it would be... It would be under data management. That is played within 1 week. Nope, that's not it. What is this again? I'm thinking about this. It's not data management. Home menu, icon, top. Oh, it's the profile. It's the profile. It's the profile. 170 plus hours. 170 plus hours. Are you a member? Bear Type says, are you a member of the Shiny Fan Club? Not 100% sure. You'd have to ask the president, and I guess that would be Mr. Jason here. Let's see. Shiny says, by the way, you've noticed something? There are 3 types of rocks that can be broken depending on their HP stat. The weakest is red, and then there's blue, and the last is gray. Yeah, that is certainly true. That is definitely, most assuredly, very true. All right, we gotta figure out how the heck to, like, get this, like, moving. Maybe like this. Slide it back this way. Yeah, the issue is just the crystal's weight. It works fine until the crystal is on it, and then issues arise. I don't know what to do here. I don't think my idea was bad, just I think it's not enough. See, there we go. Bear type says, great directions. We'll probably talk confusedly. It took 4 messages. And yeah, thank you for the clarification on that, Jason. I would have, or Mr. Jason, excuse me, that would have been fairly problematic. Oh, you know what? That would make sense if the blue rocks were hiding one of the devices. All right. Well, we're already in it now. We're already in this now. You might as well finish going. Actually, you know what though? We have the opportunity to do this a different way. Maybe. No, I don't want to do that. No, that's also incorrect. Stop that. Let's see if this works. It should work at least a little bit. Come on, Link, you're so close. There we go. Just like that. We're eventually gonna get it across the finish line. I'm making sure I've caught up on chat here. My delirium is definitely getting the better of me now. Imagine making a Discord called the Official Shiny Fan Club. I think that might actually drive Shiny wild. We should not do that. Of course, Shiny. How could there not be? So it's the crystal, Bear type says? At Shiny. Oh, yep. Yes. You know, you have a fan club. Make of that what you will, Mr. Shiny. The last time I had a fan club, I was a 16-year-old boy with a beard in high school, and all the boys wanted to stroke the beard. All of them. I kid you not. 16-year-old high school dudes had nothing but peach fuzz, and here I was with dark stubble and already well on my way to a fully developed face. I'm not kidding, by the way. I've had my space violated more than once because boys being curious. It was fairly annoying. These would also be the same gentlemen to bully me in various classes. Mr. Shiny goes on to say, I've managed it. I've mentioned it because I believe there was a wing. Yep. Okay, I did already read that. I'll check that after the shrine. Oh, okay, thank God. I thought it was gonna be a puzzle, and I was gonna hate it. Sled is way more effective to traverse sand and snow, not necessarily as watercraft. Also, I don't even know what I just picked up. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Only a little bit further to go, everybody. Don't worry. I'm not gonna make you sit through the delirium for too much longer. It was a big battery? Okay, good. Thank you for the help with that, Mr. Shiny. Make that 2 things we need to do. One of which being, let's see the rest of the puzzle, and the other of which being, work toward our 3rd stamina wheel. Every little bit helps with that. Because I believe we have 13 heart containers now. So we should be in the business of, we should definitely be in the business of, it's gonna be this one here. Okay, Link. Oh yeah, that, yes, nice job, Coin. That wasn't gonna work. Everyone who takes time out of their possibly busy real lives to come and spend time with Coin Stamp is appreciated. Yes, I do appreciate. I should take this time to say that. Thank you, Mr. Jason. I do appreciate everybody coming by and hanging out with me today. Even though oh my goodness. Even though the stream was shorter, okay. Even though it has been a relatively shorter stream, I am in fact appreciative of the company. I hope that tomorrow and Sunday, you know, doing the streams is like makeup for everybody. I hope that will be enough compensation. I'm gonna have to think about what time I want to do that. My intention is to try to do streams like that in the, you know, relative early morning. So not like ridiculously early in the morning, but, you know, just maybe around 10 or 11 in the morning for me. So that would put it at around, for those of you in the UK, that would be about 3 p.m. Nice. I am just not chuffing it today. I'm really having a tough time of just getting this. Yeah, of course that's not gonna work. Okay, I think I got it. Yes, I did in fact get it. No, I did not want to attach that. Thank goodness. Alright, one more time with some feeling. Okay, so let's turn around. And then fly down a little bit. I'm going to be heading right about there. But he says, you know, I could just recall this thing. That's going to make life a little... Oh my goodness. There's just no winning today. It's because there's like a bit of a cooldown between when I'm swapping powers. One more time. Got it. Okay. Mr. Shiny says, either way, the difference is marginal. Oh, sorry. I completely missed the previous one. TOTK leaves you at the choice of either maxing health or stamina. You still tend to go for max stamina, but it's all up to personal preference. That's usually what I do. That's what I did in Breath of the Wild. I'll do the same thing in Tears of the Kingdom. Even if my stamina is, like, marginally worse, right? Because the consumption rate is higher. It's still good to have it maxed out. And if I really, truly don't need it, you know, there's always the horn statue, right? We can always fix it. Mr. Jason says, and you say you mentioned the whole people coming here and being appreciated. You say this is someone who, other than Twitch, genuinely doesn't leave his Discord often. Thank you. It's nice to know that this is a... Well, when you write, you write. Yeah, just a wing hiding here. And if I had bothered to look, this would have been doable without wasting ore. Oh well. It happens. There is winning today, Mr. Coin. I went live. Too true. Too true. Now, you know what? That's fair. I will take that as a win, if nothing else. Why don't we end things off by getting a wedge of stamina, eh? Mr. Jason says, someone else who streams and is part of the TCC management, or is a part of the TCC management, often sends me a DM if they change their schedule because the TCC keeps me so busy that you barely get to check other Discords. That's totally fair. It's totally fair. Look, your Discord is I wouldn't say it's busy per se. But it's like there's a lot of overhead you need to do, right? There's like a lot of structure you have to manage, and so because there's a lot of structure you have to manage, you know, you really can get stuck managing the Discord, which, you know, is fine. But it's absolutely fine, but there is a trade-off, right? There's definitely a trade-off. Let me just do a quick count. 3, 6, 9, yeah, 13. Okay. Stamina vessel time. Yes, please. And Mr. Shiny said, there was in fact a wing hidden there. Yes, there was in fact a hidden wing there. Only 16 more and we complete the whole wheel. Isn't that great? Okay, everybody. The delirium is... the delirium is easing off slightly, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it here anyway. And in the interest of, you know, not dragging things out too long, I'm also gonna cut and run for the people on Twitch and YouTube. But before I go, I do want to shout out one or two other people. First one I'm going to shout out is Mr. MCG519. I think that's correct. That would be Monkey Funk's brother. They own separate channels. They sometimes stream on the same channel. Most of the time they're separate. And Mr. MCG plays a lot of shooters, like COD, Fortnite, etc. He plays a lot of that sort of stuff. If you enjoy that sort of content, definitely do check him out. He works pretty hard on it. And then for something a bit more in the RPG realm, I'm going to recommend a bigger streamer. His name is Gino Machino. He is part of Team Hitless and has done many challenges. Many Hitless challenges over the years. He's Canadian. He's super relaxed. His streams are chill. Check him out if you want. Otherwise, you know, I'll wrap up with the comments here, and then I'll get us out the door. Sounds good, eh? Mr. Jason says, I have my director, CEO, and all other staff to help manage. Yeah, that is true. Probably didn't start out that way, though. Probably didn't start out that way, but it is nice that you have it now, so that you're delegating things. I can imagine a time where you weren't doing that, though. Very stressful. Thank you for the stream, Mr. Coin. Thank you for stopping by, Mr. Jason. I really appreciate it. It has been a pleasure. Likewise, and as always, indeed. Indeed. Okay, Shiny did definitely say something. Make sure I caught that. You can tell when it comes to stamina, it all goes full circle. Wouldn't you agree? Ah, yes, good sir. Very, very much it goes full circle. Yeah. It's, oh god, I was gonna make a math joke. I don't want to stumble on my face though. I'll come up with the math joke and spit it out tomorrow. Folks, my name is Coinstamp. Most people call me Coin. Easy to say. This has been another episode of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Due to circumstances that will be happening next week, I will be doing a stream tomorrow. I will post the time when I think I am probably going live. I will also update the Google Calendar, the invite link for that. So if you guys want to stay on top of my schedule, check that. That's going to be the most accurate way to stay informed. Of course, if you got an Android class device, you can even sync the Google Calendar to your phone. It's a pretty easy few button clicks too. It helps a lot. I can update the schedule right from my phone. That'll be in the content resources channel on the Discord. Outside of that, you guys know the algorithmic stuff to do. And again, if you're on YouTube, please consider leaving a comment either on the way out the door or sometime when you remember to do it. Because again, the views and the likes they're not real according to YouTube unless you leave a comment. And the comments would really help. My senators and inductees, do stay safe. Do take care of yourselves. You're welcome in my hallowed halls anytime. Whether that be my Discord, Twitter, Blue Sky, what have you. I'll see you guys next time. And with that, goodbye.